or download the EWN app.
MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
George Foreman.
So George Foreman from Marshall, Texas. A left hook catches him, and down goes Rodriguez. 9 and 10. It's all over. A second round knockout for George Foreman.
12 rounds of boxing for the heavyweight championship of the world. The winner, and once again, heavyweight champion of the world, Big George Foreman.
Boxing legend George Foreman has died at the age of 76. We just saw this. We do know that he passed peacefully, surrounded by his loved ones. Again, heavyweight champion George Foreman has died at the age of 76. That coming from that announcement via Instagram, his family posting that on Friday evening. Rest in peace to boxing legend George Foreman.
Please kindly check what is really cooking Koreale. We're really wondering now because we were hoping that by the end of these 2 weeks something might happen, but then nothing coming on that side.
What's happening with Royal AM, guys? It's a good question, but all I know is there are different theories that come up with completely different ideals of what should be happening. I think from my side, maybe just remember this. Whether it's a title of something, Roy of the Rovers. Roy. Remember that.
The Prudence Sakadiso of South Africa is going to take a wonderful first medal for her nation, and it's going to be gold.
I'd like to congratulate our athlete Xolisani Ndongeni and Prudence Xolisani for bringing the medal to South Africa. I think it will be a good morale boost for Akani going into the European season and the SA and the World Champ coming in September together with Prudence. I think this time around our athlete can bring more medal at the World Championship.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Oh man, busy as always. It is a Tuesday today, but believe it or not, it's such an important day, not only because we're going to be celebrating a champion. He's here. I'm not sure if he brought his belt or they've delivered it to him. Whether the belt is here or not, we will celebrate with him. So looking forward to that round about 20 past the hour. But firstly, we'll get the latest update. We're going to be heading over to Nigeria. Osasu's on standby regarding the big drama that erupted today around Bafana Bafana, ineligible player, etc., etc.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Well, if you're driving, worry not. It's about, 6 minutes played in that game. Benin up against South Africa. It is 0-0 as it stands. The other game that we are monitoring very closely and for very obvious reasons is that of Nigeria and Zimbabwe. That one also 6 minutes played, 0-0 is the score. But I guess the big one and maybe the repercussions thereof is what really interests us for now. And some crazy news that you didn't really want to hear. I didn't want to hear about it myself. I suppose you may have seen this monopoly before. Maybe you haven't. I suppose the outcome can be shattering if you're a Bafana Bafana supporter or player. You're hoping for a favorable outcome, which I think we all do. So Bafana Bafana's fate kind of teeters now on the edge. as they face a crushing penalty for fielding an ineligible player. And despite dominating Group C, their future in the 2026 FIFA World Cup hangs pretty much by a thread after the star midfielder Teboho Mokoena took to the field against Lesotho last Friday. So is it a scandal? I mean, Mokoena should have been suspended, yes, having previously earned 2 yellow cards. Now, the looming threat of a point deduction could shatter South Africa's dreams, though, of global glory. This is kind of story, though, where triumph turned to turmoil, if it does stay that way. But stay with us as we try and track down and cover what could be a monumental twist in Mzansi's football history. So close yet so far as World Cup aspirations are concerned. So one person who really has been on top of this story gave his opinion almost immediately. We've spoken to him before. Do excuse the noise if there is a bit of noise in the background, because he is at the game between Nigeria and Zimbabwe right now. He is football journalist and broadcaster live from Nigeria. Osasu Abunyemama joining us right now. Osasu, thank you very much indeed. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. It's been a dramatic afternoon. You know the story. Where do we stand? Teboho Mokoena is not playing. He's not in the starting lineup. Neither is he on the bench. What do we read from this?
Well, it's quite clear that the South African Football Association are scared of getting into further trouble and felt that the best way to do that is not to have him involved in this game at all. But I'm afraid that doesn't really solve the problem, because when you get 2 yellow cards, you have to serve an automatic suspension in the next eligible game. And unfortunately for South Africa, I don't know those who are in charge. I mean, I understand that you have a Vincent Secker as the team manager who should have kept his eye on the team records. They fielded him for the game against Lesotho, which you won. And as a result of this infraction, FIFA will award 3 points and 3-0 to your opponent. Now, some people say, oh, this is not going to happen because no protest was lodged. According to the rules, no protest needs to be lodged at all. This is a strict liability issue. So once you commit the offense, FIFA is duty-bound to impose the penalty, regardless of whether there is a report or not. And I can tell you a little bit about this, Robert, because in 2017, Nigeria went through exactly the same thing with a player called Shehu Abdullahi. We had 2 yellow cards, and the team manager of the Super Eagles and the secretariat did not keep their eye on the ball. And as a result of that, we played a game against Algeria, which ended 1-1, and which left us with an unbeaten record in the qualification series for Russia. But because of Shehu Abdullahi's ineligibility for that game, FIFA overturned the result, and it was 3 points and 3-0 to Algeria. Fortunately for Nigeria, we had amassed so many points in qualification that the award of the game to Algeria didn't count in the overall standings. If those 3 points had stood between us and going to Russia, we wouldn't have gone.
Sure.
So we know a little bit about these things.
No, absolutely. I mean, that game, one remembers it very, very well. It was in Constantine, and you were even on top of getting your points deducted. You were also fined $6,000 for oversight.
Correct.
Now, from South Africa's perspective here, Osasu, and, been tracking the story late this afternoon, and that's where, the other news broke, which nullifies again what you've just said, that with or without Lesotho having to lodge a protest within whatever set hours that they have to protest, is that they have confirmed that indeed they did lodge a protest. So does that add further weight to what you're saying?
Well, obviously, it certainly would do, because it shows that they've kept their eye on it. But like I said, this is a strict liability matter. I mean, the precedent is there, as I've already told you. The situation in which South Africa finds itself now is exactly the same situation Nigeria was in 2017. The rules haven't changed, so the penalty is going to be exactly the same. When FIFA will impose it, that I cannot say, but South Africa, I am sorry to say, should prepare for the worst.
Well, you've warned us, and I think when you did pick up on that, you took no prisoners. I think you said it from the onset because there is precedent, and maybe that is why precedent is something that we all go back to, because if something has happened before, you always have to try and avoid it from happening. The decision, as precautionary as it is here, Osasu, that the coach has decided not to field him, has decided not to put him on the bench, signals what?
I think it just signals that they are scared that it could lead to further sanctions. So that's why they just decided to keep him away. But to be honest, he is eligible for this game. Even if he had played this game, in my opinion, I don't think anything would have happened, because FIFA would have just simply imposed the sanction and the penalty for the game for which he was automatically suspended. He wasn't suspended for this game. He was suspended for the previous game. So it really tells me that there's something going on with the management of SAFA. But I suppose because they feel they've already messed things up, they're scared of messing things up further. So they've just decided, when in doubt, leave out.
And I suppose you would know Nigerians extremely happy if that does officially happen from a FIFA perspective as well, because Nigeria has a lot to gain. You were just saying just the other day how much ground Nigeria has lost. You're not playing against a weak opposition in terms of Zimbabwe. They got on paper, and like they showed even down in Durban last week, that they can bounce back, when their backs are up against the wall. So a lot to gain from a Nigerian perspective here, Osasu.
Well, obviously, if, or should I say when, because the rules are the rules. When it happens, obviously it would put Nigeria in a favorable position, but Nigeria still have to do the business regardless of what goes on with this matter. And someone actually made an observation that Nigeria should be careful not to find itself in this situation again. Because as I just said, we've been there in 2017. And knowing the competence of our officials, and I say that tongue in cheek, they could very easily make the mistake a second time. So I hope this serves as a cautionary tale for them to really sit up and do their jobs and make sure that we don't fall victim to what South Africa is going to fall victim to now.
And the strange thing, though, if you double up, let's say we lose the 3 points, then there is a fine. It might have gone up now from the $6,000 US that you got. You're also dealing with an association called SAFA that seemingly don't have money. They don't have money to pay their staff. A circular went out yesterday indicating that they would not be able to pay for their March salaries this time around. So if you move from that perspective, I mean, who knows where this could end up, because you find an association that, we are told, is in the red and they can't even pay the fine. How much then does it escalate? If you have any knowledge on that, Sasu, please do help us.
Well, you should have a lot more knowledge than me, because you should be able to have a chat with Danny Jordan or Lydia Monyepao, the CEO. Let them, explain to you what's going on at SAFA House. Have you tried having a chat with them? I'm sure you must be quite keen to talk to them, knowing that SAFA aren't able to pay their staff. And I also heard that SAFA have been owing their players for quite a while. Have they paid them yet?
Well, the minister got involved, and they did say and they did claim before the end of the year, before the new year, just around the festive season, that they had cleared all outstanding amounts. So whether they've kept up with them is something different. And also just trying to get around for the president to make a comment or come to the studio has been a bit of a mountain to climb, to be quite honest.
I don't know. It's just a rather unfortunate situation for South Africa, because South Africa was never known to be in a situation where staff weren't paid, people being owed. So, within the South African football environment, the sporting family, I think people like yourself need to put those who are responsible for the governance of football, you need to put their feet to the fire and really ask them some searching questions. I hope they answer them.
Yeah, I think availability at times becomes a big problem. But let's see this one out. I think South Africans have adopted an approach here to say, let's play the game. Let's at least get the 3 points in this match. Not an easy game. 18 minutes played, still no goals. Same with the Zimbabwe-Nigeria game. And just finally, Osasu, what are you expecting the outcome to be? What's the word going around your new coach, the selection process, the players that are currently turning out?
Well, people are happy with the result in Kigali. I think the jury is still out on him, so people want to see how it goes on in the second game. Obviously, if he wins the game today, which gives them 6 points out of 6 from his first 2 games, that will lift the team, because, the results in the first 4 games were really, really poor. For a team of Nigeria's level, to have been on 3 points after 4 matches, that was just pitiful. So they know that they have an uphill task. They have to win all their games, and they have to hope that South Africa drop at least 2 games in order to qualify, and to hope that there's no resurgence from any other side. So, for now, for Eric Schell, he's won his first game, so far so good for him. He's got the Zimbabwe game on, as you said, which I'm watching as I talk to you. So he has to deliver in this game. The big issue now is that, after the games today, we don't have any games until the end of the year. You're talking almost of another 6 months. So, unfortunately, that breaks the momentum. And then, anyone who is a manager now has to find a way to keep the team and, in good shape, even without having to play competitive games before then. I would imagine that before the next round of qualifiers, he will have friendlies to play, and that would help him, unlike now, because he had no games at all before the game against Rwanda. So his assemblage in Kigali was the first time he actually had the players to work with. So, bearing that in mind, good result for him. But before I do go, coming back to Bafana, I've been told so many things about your team manager. I was told by people close to SAFA that one of the reasons Bafana couldn't train as they needed to when they got to Abidjan was because there was no coordination between himself and the Niger team. The Niger team were the host team against Côte d'Ivoire because they're playing their games in Côte d'Ivoire. So they needed to coordinate with the Niger team in order to have a time. And he didn't do that. So when you guys got there, that was why everything was messed up. So I don't know why, simple things like that aren't done. I learned this is the same team manager that couldn't get your kit ready when you had a game. Was it against Namibia in Rustenburg? And your kit then being sponsored by Lecoq, he got the wrong kit, and then they now had to use some black tape on it because it was bearing the insignia of the previous sponsor, and they didn't want to get in trouble. So, he has a diary of errors, which I think you guys need to take a serious look at.
Especially if we are a nation aspiring to be at the World Cup or any other major event. You can follow him on Twitter at Osasu or Bioana. Mr. Osasu, thank you so much indeed. Good luck for the game tonight, and thanks again for joining us on #MSW.
You're welcome, Robert. You take care.
Thank you very, very much indeed. That's the latest coming through. We'll play your WhatsApp voice notes in a second. As I said, no goals yet in the 2 matches.
#MSW. Live
Now.
on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.
There's just something different about flying with Lyft. Whether you're traveling solo for business or with the whole family for a well-deserved getaway, we've put our hearts into creating an elevated flying experience. Visit lyft.co.za today.
Mzansi, u-2025 ufikile, and Suzuki is ready to drive with you.
Enesva. Whether it's the sleek Baleno lighting up the city, the Jimny 5-door owning rugged trails, the bold Franks turning heads, or the snazzy Celerio hustling through the streets. Whatever your vibe is for the year, Asambe, Suzuki's got you.
Ngasali. Visit suzukiauto.co.za to book a test drive today. T's and C's apply.
The wait is over. The award-winning musical Dear Evan Hansen is now on stage in Joburg.
Dear Evan Hansen.
A winner of 6 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, and from the creators of The Greatest Showman. Dear Evan Hansen is a must-see story of hope, connection, and finding your voice. Live on stage at Monte Casino's Teatro from the 15th of March. Book your seats now at showtime.co.za before it's too late. Dear Evan Hansen, you will be found. In association with Mnet and 947.
Does your business need funding, as in yesterday? Did you know that with Lula, you could have the funds in your account as soon as tomorrow? At Lula, you can get up to 5 million Rand in business funding in 24 hours. Apply online in minutes with no paperwork, no collateral, and best of all, no hidden costs. Waiting weeks to get your business funded is so yesterday. Apply today at lula.co.za and make cash flow.
Dear Journal, trying to be an adult, day 3215. Checked my bank statements. Payday me and rest of the month me have drastically different budgets. Urgently need to discuss this with Payday me, but I can't seem to get hold of her. She's always out on the jawl.
Recently removed from the family payroll. Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's like 570 Rand a month, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
Bring out the star in you with Lotto Star's exclusive Real Rush Privé games. Spin the reels now to turn your R into woohoo with Mystic Fortune Deluxe Privé, Golden Unicorn Deluxe Privé, Hot Fruit Privé, Tycho Beats Privé, and many more. You could win payouts of up to 40 million Rand on our Real Rush games instantly. Lotto Star, your world of live games. Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
George Russell gave it everything on the final lap.
Is the voice of Formula One, man. Lufefe Maegiso.
Then with Charles Leclerc and Pierre Gasly. So during the Grand Prix, after the race, your car is supposed to weigh 800 kilograms. Then what they do, they take a sample of the fuel, which is about 2 liters from the car, and the car still needs to be 800 kilograms or above. So after extracting the fuel from Charles Leclerc's car, after they had changed the front wing because he had broken his end plate with a collision on the opening lap with Lewis Hamilton, his teammate, he then was found to be on 799 kilograms. Same with Pierre Gasly, and that's why they were disqualified.
#MSW. #MSW.
Good evening, Robert. This is the man. Very unfortunate. And a mistake of an individual costs the country. I mean, there must be a person responsible for keeping data. There must be a man who always has the information in hand, at hand, Robert, regarding players. I'm telling you, if anything negative happens, heads must just roll. No, people must just be demoted. You cannot run a national team like a spaza shop. No ways, Robert, that we can just see the ship sinking in front of our eyes. Robert, very unfortunate. This is the man, Robert. I'm complaining today. Good show as always.
Hey, the man, you're allowed to complain, man. I think when things are turning out the way that they are, complaining is one of the, I always say, get it off your chest. Complain, but complain constructively. Maybe offer solutions, and I think you did both of those. So why not? Why not? When it comes to your national team, we should all be protective over it. We should all ask the questions because it's not an entity that belongs to an individual. It's a South African national team, like it is South African national teams that represent us in cricket, in badminton, in athletics. It's South Africa. Anything with SA in it belongs to you, me, and everybody else. So you have that opportunity to say whatever it is that's on your mind. Talk about what's on your mind. Oh, I get excited, man, when I have to welcome champions into the studio. I kind of feel like one. It also takes me back to how we opened the show. Yay, the late George Foreman. Over the weekend, that's where the sad news came through. And we certainly, all of us who loved boxing would say, may his soul rest in peace. He left us with so many great memories. He left us with a person who loved boxing so much that he decided to retire. And when he was firmly in his retirement, he decided, no, he's coming out of that retirement, he's getting back into the ring. I think that is how addictive this boxing is. And I think this champ in front of me here is going to be telling me also about that. Yeah, man, so many stories to tell. So many great messages that were being posted over the weekend. The likes of Mike Tyson really just saying, you know what, George, fare thee well. You've contributed. You've done the best you can. And globally, there's no one that loves boxing who doesn't know the name of George Foreman. So may his soul rest in peace. And you and I suppose we love a good village story, hey? And a good village success story at that. I think from the gritty streets of Duncan Village to the dazzling spotlight of the International Boxing Arena, I mean, he is the definition of perseverance and that ever-resilient rural power. Hey, Mdwasemakai. As he was written off many, many times by critics. I mean, he silenced them all with one electrifying performance. Silence them. You know, when they say you're an underdog, you're coming into this fight, they're going to clobber you, they're going to sort you out. Not him. He conquered Puerto Rico's unbeaten sensation. And you could see it in his face. When the scores came out. So remember, after the second judge's score came out, it could have gone either way. So I think given the arrogance and confidence and overconfidence that he has, he just thought, automatically this is going to come to me. Hey, did the man make a U-turn or did the man make a U-turn? He couldn't believe it. That's Nestor Bravo delivering a crushing blow to claim the WBA Intercontinental Junior Welterweight title. A heart-blowing welcome, though, to South Africa's relentless gladiator, the unyielding force, Xolisani Ndongeni. Welcome to the show, man.
Farov, yeah. Listening to you, yes, is telling all the story of what happened, you know. Thank you for being in this show, you know. Hey, and this place is very beautiful. Yo, still shocked, yeah.
You just want to take your mattress and sleep, yeah. Just like what a beautiful building, what a beautiful studio. Yeah. You know, I've got my belt. I'm a champion. No one can mess with me.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
I'll be ordering Uber Eats and I'll be having prawns and something. You know.
And what an introduction.
I didn't mess it up though. I reflected the way things are and the way things were.
It was just like that, bro.
Wow. I mean, congratulations.
Everything you just said, you know, so many boxing people and boxing lovers have written Nomeva off so many times, you know. And it was only me that believed in myself, and it's still only me that does. So, yeah.
Why do you believe, though, that people write you off all the time? Do they not have a sense of belief that you can become whatever it is that you've set your mind to become?
But what I've seen in boxing mostly is that, but I think in all sport, you know, when people are maybe far from you or they don't have reach or access to whatever that you are doing, you know, they don't take you as one of theirs, you know, and they tend to not give you any chance, you know, because they are not approving any of your decisions, you know. Once people, they are not able to do so, to do such things, they seriously sometimes end up not liking you. So because of I've been doing myself, for some time, and I've been taking my own decisions, and many people were maybe are not really happy about my decisions, but I believe that if I am the one that is cool with what I'm doing, it's better than blaming.
But why
people.
though?
So
I'm disturbed. I see as you're chatting, I am gonna find something that was written about you that even made me feel like, no man, this is like such an unfair way of describing one of the most hardworking individuals that I've ever known, and I've known your journey from day one.
Yes.
But why? Why have doubt when you have belief?
Just like I said, many people, when they cannot reach you, when they are not able to approve your decisions, anymore, or if they were in one of those before, it's difficult for them to still believe that you are the best that they once believed you are.
I was joking with you when you walked in, and I said these days they call you a veteran, eh? At 34 years old, veteran, junior welterweight.
Yeah, bro. You know what? I believe also, I can say I'm a veteran. I've been in boxing I'm a professional for 15 years this year. Professional boxer, So I'm one of the longest active professional boxers currently, because I think when I turned professional it was 2010. Today it's 2025, So there's few of us that are left in the sport. And, I do believe that I can be qualified to be a veteran, but I'm not sure, because I don't really understand what it takes to be a veteran,
Well, veteran also, deals with consistency. It deals with the level of performance. And, as I was introducing you, a flip back to the memories of a George Foreman and just how addictive the sport can be, even if when you do decide to retire,
Yes.
something deep down says, no, you've got to go back. What is it about the sport that's kept you going in the same way that it's kept some of the greatest heavyweight champions of our time, like a George Foreman, going? Foreman, what is it?
It is very addictive, boxing, like you just said, early this year, I did announce that I'm retiring, this year in boxing.
We saw that, but we didn't take it seriously.
It was true. It was coming from a long thought that I had, and I decided, okay, sharp, I just need to get one fight in East London where I started my boxing and say goodbye to boxing people inside the ring, because, Rob, I've dedicated a lot of time, hard working, training, not getting opportunities, that I believe I should be getting. And it's very difficult because now and then when you get the opportunities that you think they're the right opportunities, you don't get them in good time. You are not really ready. And I don't blame anyone for that. But we take risks, and then the risks, sometimes you don't get the results, and then you are like, okay, every time you go out and not come with the results, something is dropping. That love, that passion, that everything is just dropping, So I've decided, okay, sharp. And also with everyone around you, people that are supposed to be supporting us, mostly, they are also not giving us any chance. They are not supporting.
But is it a promoter's problem? Who do we I know you said you don't want to blame anybody, but I want to blame someone, because I remember you had a fight more or less the same time last year.
Yes.
In Arizona. With Raymond Danger. Yes.
Yes. That one I believe I won. But I did not get the results.
But you got the biggest pay of your career.
Yes.
How does that work?
I've been pushing myself, believing that one day I'm gonna. I said to myself before I even get deep into this professional thing that I wanna be a millionaire and I wanna do it with my boxing. And until then, until I get to that, my mind is not gonna change.
So are you a millionaire right now?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
And you've been boxing for how many years?
For 15 years.
So how come you're not a millionaire yet?
To show that there's no money in boxing.
So when you say, sorry to cut you off, because I'm quite interested in this, and I know you're a very open human being. So if you get to Arizona and you fight Danger, you say you should have won, but it didn't happen, but you still got your biggest purse of your fight career.
Yes.
So how much is your biggest purse then?
I'm going to tell you, it was $20,000.
$20,000.
That's like 400,000 rands less.
So in 15 years,
So
that was the biggest. You've never earned anything more than that.
Rob, I've never. So I've never, it's difficult, we go out and risk our lives, I was shocked, when I fought Devin Haney. Devin Haney was the undisputed lightweight champion. He was super lightweight champion now. I fought Devin Haney in Louisiana, 2019. I was fighting for $10,000, and then Devin Haney was fighting for $550,000.
What?
Do you know how it's disappointing? You know how it is just draining your mind and your heart to know that you are not anywhere close to this boy that you're competing with, or these fighters that you are competing with. And tell me, bro Rob, how are they not going to win when they have everything? They have this much, for them. And we are obviously being used to make their records, get them where they are being pushed to, So it's very difficult, just to know those things. And I'm telling you, in boxing, in South Africa it's worse. A fight like that, I'm going to maybe fight for at most 120,000 rands.
If it was happening in South Africa.
That's why, Rob. If you can see now, I'm still boxing. I have few fights under my record, but I've been a professional for 15 years. But I have less than 40 fights because I'm struggling. I can't take fights in South Africa because we don't have any promoter that is willing to pay according to what we deserve, at least what we should be getting, at least, because American, they are promoting their boxers and they pay them.
Yeah.
They're not paying
us. So everybody wins,
yes.
though. Yeah.
Yes. South Africans, they are not promoting us at all. They are using us to make money, most of the promoters. And when we say that, people, they start hating on us, and that's the reason why Nomeva cannot fight. I have already told myself that I'm not going to get a promoter in South Africa that is going to give me a fight, because I'm not going to say yes to anything, while I know that I'm not supposed to be getting this. I would rather go and stand by the robot and ask for money.
Well, the good thing is that you're not doing that.
Yes.
You were smart enough to take your boxing. And I don't want to rehash the story that we've spoken about before of how you rose to prominence, how you became Nomeva that we know when you won that whole league and promotion thing, and it was supposed to be R1 million that was given to you.
I was supposed to be a millionaire.
Supposed to be a millionaire on just literally that.
Unfortunately, that's the million that I was supposed. That's 1 million that I was supposed to get.
But you were cheated from that.
It's the one that I did not get. Yeah,
you did not get that, and still today that really angers me, despite the fact that every time we mention it and people get angry for us mentioning it, but it doesn't really matter because it's not about them. It's about you.
That is why, Rob, I am. It's very difficult for me to leave boxing without achieving one of my goals. I always see, I pray, I always I believe, I always pray that can I at least get this, because I wanted to be a world champion. I've been a world champion 2 times, but obviously not in the big boards of boxing. I've been at WBF, I've been at IBO. I wanted the big 4. There's a big 4. There's a WBA that I'm an Intercontinental now. There's a WBC. There's a IBF. There's a WBO. So I wanted those, but I was not getting opportunities, and I'm growing old. I'm growing up, and I'm getting old. So I was.
You're not gonna grow old. Who do you wanna fight next?
Next,
just give me a name.
I wanna fight the champion. The champion is Gary Russell. He just won on the day I was winning that fight. He was winning.
Let's bring it to life. You want to fight who? Give
I
me
want
the
to
name.
fight Gary Russell.
#MSW Live.
Now.
on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.
So we did a thing. A full commitment kind of thing. We've partnered with Sixt to bring Worldwide to your doorstep. So you see how that's a serious thing. Because that's what you deserve. We know you're the GOAT. So premium it is. Premium service, premium vehicles, premium you, premium us. Sani Sixt is all about adding extra to ordinary. Extra reach, extra countries, so you can be extra premium worldwide. Be the greatest of all time and rent Sani Sixt.
Time to shift gears and upgrade your drive. Build It is giving away 7 Hyundai H100 bakkies. Yes, you heard right. You can win a bakkie. You can win a bakkie. Anyone can win a bakkie. All you have to do is spend 500 or more to enter the competition, and you could drive away a winner. Competition runs from 25 March to 10 May. T's and C's apply. Only at Build It.
I got a secret. Do you love to play? Do you love moolah? Then you'll love Fred. Sign up on betfred.co.za for the best odds online in SA across lucky numbers. Play sports and all your favourite games. We'll match your first deposit 100% up to 5,000 Rand in bonus funds. Because you can always bet on Fred.
Betfred is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s are permitted to gamble. National Responsible Gambling Program on 0800 006 008. All games are fixed odds. Betting events. Winners know when to stop.
Ready to take your first step into the world of trading? For a limited time only, XM is offering you $30 free to start your trading journey. No deposit needed. Trade with XM, the most awarded broker, trusted by over 15 million traders worldwide. Don't miss out. Take your trading potential to the next level. Visit xmza.com, register with partner code XM947 and claim your $30 today. Trading can involve risk and result in the loss of your invested capital. T's and C's apply.
Shop your share of 1 billion Rand in savings with Spar Rewards until 21 April. Sign up to Spar Rewards and get more every time you're at the till. Get 1 kg Rama Original 60% fat spread tub for $54.99 or 900 grams Spar Apricot or mixed fruit jam for $34.99. Price is valid until 7 April while stocks last. T's and C's apply.
Just handle exit.
When I need on-the-go relief from a painful sore throat, I use Andalex C lozenges. It kills viruses and bacteria, reduces inflammation, and gives my mouth a burst of fresh flavor. Andalex, SA's #1 choice for a sore mouth and throat. Andalex C lozenges are available at all leading pharmacies and supermarkets.
Just Andalex it.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Somewhere they'll be saying Isolo Somanyonyo. Somewhere else they'll be saying Chinto Chapwino Maningi.
Mninawa Ndongeni, he is the head of communications though for the South African Football Association. And you know what, Damni, yourself, Mninawa Ndongeni, you sound happier. You sound happy to be at work. You sound happy to be doing your job. Everybody that's part of the technical team, I say job well done, guys.
I think that Rob, the one thing I can tell you is that this group of players, they never cease to amaze. The brotherhood amongst them, the spirit that they have. You would swear that we are looking at a club rather than a national team. We're talking about players that are together every single day of the week. It's amazing.
#MSW. #MSW.
The live games as far as the World Cup qualifiers are concerned that are staring at us right now. Nigeria, Zimbabwe is still 0-0, just about a minute to go before halftime. Bafana Bafana in their away game against Benin. They're playing in Côte d'Ivoire. That is still 0-0 as it stands. So as I promised you that if you are driving, worry not. I'll keep you up to date. If anything does happen, you will be the first one to know. In the same way that the champ is in studio, always excited to see. And now the WBA Intercontinental Junior Welterweight Champion, the one and only Xolisani Ndongeni. Hey. It's almost like I'm watching the fight right now, though. Hey, those final moments, you were kind of raising your hand. What was going on there?
Rob, this fight, when I took the fight, I look at the box, I'm like, in my boxing experience, there's no way I'm losing to this boy. He's an unbeaten, yes, but I've been around,
Yeah.
I've seen it all, I can fight anywhere with anyone, in the world. I don't think there's any boxer that can give me a problem that I cannot deal with, especially with good time to prepare for a fight.
Sure.
So I looked at the boy, I'm like, can I tell you something? I looked at the boy, I'm like, I don't even need to get into the gym and be busy punching the bags and whatsoever. I got the fight in end of January. So at least it was a month. It was on the 1st of March.
Sure.
I went to a running club, a waterfall. I just said I need to run because I need my legs only, because this boy, I need to be out of his face all the time so that we don't get into a fight, because I know he's got power. If I stand in front of him, he's going to knock me out. Simple. But with my boxing, I can beat him all night without him beating me. So
is that why in the second round he dropped you?
So in the second round,
Yeah.
that was not a punch. I lost balance. I punched, and then I when I was moving back, I lost balance. It was my mistakes, I went down, but because he was even looking down and throwing punches, there was a punch that was coming from him. I did not even feel it. And then the ref was like, I was in Puerto Rico, fighting a Puerto Rican. They're looking for anything that they can take points away from me. So I understood them. I was even laughing at the ref. I was like, this is not a knockdown. This is not even a punch, And then just after I went and just showed them, but I'm not hurt.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. I went to murder that boy, And then I believe that I won all the rounds apart from that one that they took points. So when the results were announced, the first judge is saying
94.
The first judge is saying 95-94, I'm winning. I'm like, which fight were you watching? Okay, but at least you're giving me the win. But I know you don't have to because you don't want to. So I take the win. But I'm surprised of the points, because in a normal day, or a judge that is sober and normal would give me 98-92, just like the last one.
Yes.
Because I won at least 9 rounds apart from one. So they can give him they can look for any other round and give it to him so that he can get 2 at least.
But then
So
what about the second judge?
the second judge,
Yeah.
that gives him 7
97.
rounds.
Yeah.
And then he gives me I'm like, this one, he's giving me 3 rounds. So that's why I laughed.
Yeah.
That's where I started laughing, because I'm like, hi boo, this judge, where was he? Which fight is he watching? So I laughed because I was like, okay, I knew about that they're not going to give me the fight. So this is how they're taking it. So I was like, I'm good with whatever they say. I know inside my heart, I won everything. I won the fight. So I was laughing so that they can taste, they can see that whether they are not giving me the fight, whether they're giving me the fight, but I know I won.
So when they were about to announce, I suppose, and you and so on, because it's always a giveaway, did you get a strong feeling that there's going to be a home ground outcome? Because those usually happen, and they happen a lot.
Yes, I knew, but because it was too clean, I was like asking myself, how are they going to give him the fight? Because everyone can see. When I'm fighting, I'm fighting in Puerto Rico. This is in Puerto Rican. I watched him when he was coming in. Everyone was up cheering for him.
Yeah.
Through the whole fight, it was like we are at church, and that's how I know I'm winning.
When it's all quiet.
When it's quiet. I can hear my coach saying
So the
something.
Instructions are clear.
Yeah. I can hear my coach dropping and what?
Even your gum guard.
My gum guard,
Yeah.
because then I know I'm winning. It's simple. So the fight was like that throughout. Only that time when I went down, I could hear the wah, and maybe two punches that landed in round 8 or so. And then it was like, wow. But after that, I silenced, the crowd. So I was like, no, I know this one. Because of the crowd, I controlled everything. The crowd was like telling me, "Uba, you are winning." Even them, they were shocked when the judges were giving him the points.
Sure. That tells us a story, though, because again, it's your mentality, it's your resilience, it's your hunger to fight and succeed. Everybody who was talking was saying that, but Nomeva, his last 4 of the last 5 fights that he has fought before this one on the weekend, he's just going to continue losing. And you are there. I mean, we were talking about Tunonchinga off air. You've got the resilience where you can go to foreign land, like he went to Mexico when he came back with the belt. You go to Puerto Rico and you do the same thing. What does it take?
People forget one thing, when they look at Nomeva, when look at me, I'm not like a boxer that went out of the country and fight whoever. I left South Africa. I fought unbeaten boxers, knockout specialists, and all of them, they could not do anything that they normally do on their fights that they are fighting when I'm not inside the ring. So that will tell you, Rob, that I'm not just a boxer. I'm something special, So I fought Devin Haney. And my first loss was in Devin Haney, He was this hype and whatsoever. I showed so many people that Devin Haney is beatable. After that, everyone wanted to fight him. Because I did not see anything special. And I showed people that there's nothing special in this boy. He won the fight. Fine, I understand. After that, I went to Nicaragua. I fought a boy that has 900% knockouts. I was tired. I was sleeping inside the ring, but he couldn't knock me out. Because I landed today at night. In the morning, it's a weigh-in. Next day, I'm fighting. I was flying for 4 days. Going up and down America, from Houston to Panama, from Panama to Houston, back to New York and back to Nicaragua. And I was like, I'm tired. I was fighting. And then I was sleeping. This boy was a knockout specialist. He couldn't knock me out. I saw so many times that if this boy was good and he was not green, he was going to knock me out because I'm not here. But because I'm not an easy boxer, I finished the fight clean, and he did not even beat me. But because he was in his home, he won. I went again to Las Vegas, fighting another champion, Arnold Barboza. Arnold Barboza was 29-0 or 30-0. They thought he's going to knock me out. I was controlling him the first 5 rounds. I was tired, round 6. Round 7, I told my coach, I'm tired. Let's stop the fight because he's going to knock me out now. My coach said, let's stop, boy, because there's no use. You are going to finish the round. You're going to lose because they don't want to give you the points. And we are standing a risk of being knocked out, and then it's going to mess your record again. So just stop if you see, but you're not going to do anything. I'm like, I'm tired. But even, who was the one of the commentators? He was a boxer also. What is this guy? He fought with
Mark Lennox.
No.
He's usually ringside these days.
Other boxers that were fighting when Floyd was fighting. He fought with Terence Crawford. I just forgot his name. He was also there. He was shouting at me, "Why did you stop the fight? You're winning." I'm like, I was tired. I'm tired. And then I went to Ray Muratala. I trained 3 weeks. All this fight, they are 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The Ray Muratala was 3 weeks. I was fit.
And ready.
Because I'm always training, Rob. And the people don't know that.
No, because you're training other people. And,
yes.
and that's part of what I was going to say in praise of you. And when I said you were never going to be begging for money on the side of the road, because I think your entrepreneurial side kicked in.
Yes.
I mean, you've been working at the gym. People found boxing to be fashionable. Instagram came and everybody wants to have their 6-pack, and then they all line up because you have to train them. And that's what you've done. You opened your own gym now.
Yes. In Caswell Midrand.
In Caswell and Midrand.
Yes.
And still, the numbers are coming through because everybody wants to be trained by the champ.
I want people to keep coming,
Yeah.
Because that's what makes me wake up every day, and be in good shape, and obviously helping people to reach their goals, you know. So yeah, what I'm saying, bro, is that I will never be flat, you know. No one can ever find me flat, out of shape.
Yeah.
Because I'm not training because I'm pushed by someone or something. Training is what I just do. I play with training.
It's an everyday thing.
Yeah,
But then how soon do you want the next fight to be? Because we don't want to be sitting
before June. I must fight. June must be the last month. I must fight in June. If I don't fight in May, June I must fight, because I don't have too much time. I need to get something, you know.
But what are the prospects of a June fight happening?
I am looking.
Yeah.
You know, trying to check. There is offers that are coming, you know, but obviously you can see they are not for me also. Yes, they are not supposed to be for me every now and then, just like I was doing until I got this and I won. So, but the problem is that, for example, they wanted me to fight. They've been calling me to fight. There's a boy, up and coming boy, that is called Abdullah Mason. He's a knockout specialist, lightweight. But I don't want to go to lightweight, because when I go to lightweight, I'm going to be weak. Yeah, and I'm big now. So it's difficult. But then when I say, okay, I can come to lightweight, but you're going to have to give me this much, because they're offering me $45,000. I'm like, okay, sharp, let's make it $60,000. I can come to lightweight. They don't want. But they want me to do lightweight, but not get what I want. So we're supposed to meet.
Because you're going to need to lose weight, and by losing weight,
and
you're going to get weaker.
And I'm going to spend money, I'm going to time and everything. And Rob, you know what? Most important thing that I think I need help with, it's sponsorship. You know, we are struggling, especially. I don't want to say as black boxers, because it's not supposed to be like that. But most of us black boxers, we are struggling and suffering, and we are obviously in need of sponsors and whatsoever. We might maybe not pushing hard, but you know, we are very, very struggling.
But you, 15 years again in professional boxing, have you had a major sponsor? Who's been your major sponsor?
I had one, for example, but that was in 2016. I had Sastec that gave me a car and helped me with it helped me for a very long time. Until today, I'm still driving that car. My car now is 9 years old. I got it from Sastec, and he complained. You can tell by this car now. It's been carrying a lot of it's right. So now I need some new sponsors, because I want to train. I want to spend time in my gym, in the gym training, and be able to win. Because I can win, but I don't want to lie. With the way that we're competing with boxers in America that only training. You know, boxers in America, they have someone who cooks their food.
Yeah.
They have someone who even wash their clothes. They have someone who do their admin and everything. They have someone who tells them what time is it to do what in terms of training. There are people who are just there to tell them that you are the best. For example, you know,
the psychologists,
just psychology,
to
tell them that you are the best. We don't have such. Okay, sharp. And there are people who are sponsoring them. There are families that are there. Unfortunately, us, for example, my family, my parents, they were asking me, why we boxing only until baboni mal by go but they never come to watch me.
Yeah. How can they? Because how are you gonna fly them up to come and watch you?
No, I'm saying even when I'm fighting here, I was fighting here, they've never been in the boxing hall. You know, my mother does not know, my father does not know, my grandmother does not even know what is a boxing ring looking like.
Yeah.
So you know that
that is sad. Okay, I'm out of time. We got to try and sort out this car of yours that you're still playing cassettes and it doesn't even have a charger in it. It needs to go. And we need to find somebody to replace that.
But I can't just go when there's nothing.
But that's why I'm saying that.
Please.
As a fighter, let's fight. Let's fight for your rights.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champ. Let's give him a big round of applause here. Xolisani.
I want to be a champion.
Ndongeni, the millionaire in the making.
I will.
Catch us again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Marwa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets. Thanks, champ.
The thrill, the